All right. So I just got from Battery Hookup this super duper Headway Lifepo4 or whatever you call it battery that's wired in 24 volts. And what I want to do is split in half and get 12 volt, two 12 volt batteries, and I'm going to stick it in this $45 battery box that I got from Napa Auto Parts. So it's got battery terminals, heavy duty inputs, outputs. You can use any of these for inputs, outputs when I'm done. 5 volt USB. It's got the voltmeter and cigarette lighter. It's got the on off. It says reset, so I guess it's got a fuse, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool how they wired it up. And honestly, for 45 bucks, you can't go wrong because you could always use this for different battery projects. Make the battery bigger, smaller, whatever you want. It's got the, I don't know what the hell that is for, whatever. And it's got the battery strap for the box to keep the box together. So my next step is going to be to tear this down and build a 12 volt system out of this with the BMS and see if we can use it to power stuff. It's going to be pretty cool. All right, so let's cut this up. A lot of guys are using this for the BMS, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to tear it all off. All right, so you see on this side, the two sides, we're gonna unscrew all these. And on this side, what do we have on this side? All right, so we're going to take this all apart and we'll see you guys a little later. All right, let's start taking this thing apart. All right, so negative, positive, the top.
Why are you going in the grass? Oh my god, these are so cute.
All right, once you take off this piece with the little screws on the top here, it fits like that. Once you take that apart, you got the spacers over here, you got the pins over here with the lock washers on the top. You'll have the 6 positives here, 6 negatives here, 6 positives here, 6 negatives here. It gives you your 4S 6P when we go to build that battery box. Just to show you how disgusting it is, I just took off one of the negatives in the post. It comes with this dual connector to connect it to the lower bank, but they are filthy. Just to give you a heads up, so we're going to be keeping these all separate. And we're going to keep the batteries separate, and we're going to give them a good washing, well, a good cleaning. Just to show you, they're all pretty good. And you don't want to hurt the cells in any way. Unscrew them. And that coupler little screw thing or whatever, it's either gonna stick to this end or it's gonna be connected to the bottom end, so you can just hand unscrew them. And like I said, we're gonna keep all the parts. And there it is. I don't know if you can see it. Disgusting. And there's another one. Keep it in here. One by one. I don't want to waste your time and bore you, but that's what we're going to do with every single one of these.
Where are they?
They're smaller. You'll poke a hole through the thing. They're smaller than 0.5.
Okay, the one that I have 0.5, it's like it's.
If it's too.
0.5 would write it, but it's like there's not any ink in it. It's like I'm putting too much pressure on it or something.
Yeah, so the other one's not even going to work. So you need a. I don't know what to. I don't know. All right, so found this little contraption I used to use for jars and oil filters and stuff. It actually works pretty good. So you just get it in between the cells here. Give it some tensioning and then it spins. Awesome savior. All right, so then once that thing, this will come undone.
This girl got the best Christmas
Okay,
presents.
all right. So once you get all these off, you don't want to short these. Just 1 second here. It's pretty hard doing this. Got all these extra wires off that we're not using. So that one goes this way. The one above it goes this way. And that's the way it goes. So this second one comes out like this. And that one came out like that. And then the same thing will go with that. Boom, 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 boom. And you can see how I cut off the terminal wire there. So we won't be using those. Okay, so when you come down to the last one, it looks like these have some temperature sensors on them. Remove the tape. Yeah, definitely some kind of a thermal sensor on it. It's the last one from the top, and you can see there's some kind of a paste or something, glue or whatever that they used. And then this piece will come off. So the tabs will fit like this. In between, sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. So they're going in between like this. And cut this wire. And there's the plates. The two went like this. The other two went like this. And bang, bang. So again, now, positives, negatives, positives, negatives. And I don't know what the hell that's nasty. I don't know what the hell that is either. Nasty. Let's see if this will come undone. Perfect. Looks like it's coming undone. A little bit of tape here. Holding the other wires underneath. That comes undone. So technically you've got two. You got them like that. And then you gotta do the whole thing all over again with unscrewing all these. But actually, no. Because on the back of this are these screws. So these should all just fall out once I start unscrewing them on the back. So we'll see how easy that is. Let's see. Let's see how easy. Oh, guess these posts are coming out. These are the spacer posts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5. There you go. They're over there. And I noticed that inside these holes where these screws came in, those little threaded female ends are not securely in there, so they might fall out. So I just want to keep an eye on those. I'm going to lift this up. Yeah, they all fell out. All right. So let's get the rest of these out. You can see them. Are they all out? No, there's one over here, one over here. So 6 of them. And like I said before, they're dirty. These, I don't know what industrial application these were used in, but they're just nasty. Take all these wires off. One more thermal sensor here. And again, when you're trying to pop these sensors off, try not to hurt the wrapping. And I did. That sucks. Okay. But get these out of the way. Don't want them interfering while I'm unscrewing all this. And not to bore you with much, but like literally, you're just gonna unscrew this and they fall out. So you gotta do that for all the ones on the bottom row, and then everything will be taken apart. But on the bottom, like you see, 2 plates, and these are for the BMS, I guess, or what, I don't know what they're used for. But anyhow, we're gonna take these all apart, and then these will all be by themselves, and then they're gonna go for a nice cleaning. All right, so now I got them all washed up. Washed it all, wiped them down with a damp rag and dried them all off so they're nice and clean. So the ones that have these little areas here, I'm gonna use capped on tape or cap on tape, or I don't know what the hell it's called. Anyhow, this stuff, you'll see a lot of guys that are building power walls and stuff like that on YouTube. This yellow tape, just gonna cut it off and like literally go over the area that's exposed, because the last thing you want is a dead short on there with another battery. So I'll put one more piece on there. So these are 5 batteries that I noticed that had like tears or rips in the yellow and the red jacket. So I guess I can put that on there. Bang, good as gold. These are where the temperature sensors were, and whatever they used, it was really hard. So I don't want to make it worse, so I'll just put another piece of tape on it. This one, oh, this one's got a little nick on the bottom. I don't think that's a big deal, but better to be safe than sorry. Honestly, it doesn't matter really. That's it. So the next step is to, one up there, check the voltages, make sure that all these batteries are good. And then it is to determine how we're going to lay out these batteries. I got 2 of those battery boxes, and these are surprisingly very heavy when they're all put together. So I'm going to get 2 battery boxes. Like literally I'm using this for emergency power, temporary power. If we go out tailgating or something like that, you can plug it into an inverter, but this is my first go at it. So I'm going to see what we can do with the layout. So I'll be back. So now that I'm laying out this box, I'm thinking about, because it's got to be a 4S or 4P. 4S. Yeah, 4S. So you can go 2 positive, 2 negative, 2 positive, 2 negative, and then we can fit, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically you fit 5. So technically 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. You can get 40 of these in here in this one big battery box. And that thing should last forever. So, but I'm probably going to just use 24 of them. So that would be six cells a side. So that would be like 3, and then, you know, we'll put these at dead center here. And I'm going to use these I'm going to try to use these bars because they already have the spacing and everything. So I'm going to see if we can use these. This will be interesting. I just got to figure out how to lay out everything. So I'll get back to you guys. All right, so I wasn't even thinking. We're going to take the existing molds. We're going to stick them in like this. So when you look at it, if you center it over the holes this way, you see how they fit. 1. So they're going to go 1 row of 6, positive or negative, and then positive or negative, positive or negative. And that's how you're going to get your 4. I keep screwing up. It's 4S, 4P, whatever, but that's the way it's going to go. Very cool. And then they're going to go in sideways, and the lid's going to fit perfect on top. So here we go. Let's start bolting them together. All right, so the next step is checking voltages with the voltmeter. Gotta make sure that they're all pretty close to each other balance-wise, or you're gonna run into trouble. So I don't know if you can guys see this. You see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. Well, I'll just read it off to you if you can't see it. They should all be about 3.2. So 3.2, 3.2, 3.2, 3.2, 3.2, 3.2, 3.2, 3.2, 3.2, 3.2. All right. So we're going to test all these. Make sure that they're all 3.2, and then we're going to start building the pack. If they're not all the same, then you're going to have to charge the ones or discharge the ones that are too high or too low to make sure that they're all pretty, like really close to each other, or you can get into big trouble with the BMS. So let's go and do it. All right, so it's the next morning. I just want to show you that I cut off the ends of the negative and the positive, and because they were way too high and I'm not going to be needing them. So the next thing to do is to do the BMS. I just bought this thing on eBay. It's 100 amp 4S 12 volt. So, and I've already soldered on leads. So I'm just going to screw them into the terminals, and there's the end. And the way it works is negative bank, cell bank, positive 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So I just want to know, I'm going to figure it out, which one is bank 1. So here's the negative post right here. And right across, I don't know if you can see that. So here's bank 1, this plate. And then down the bottom here should be bank 2. No, bank 1 is here, which is the 3.2 volts. Bank 2 is down below here, 6.4 volts. Bank 3 is 9.6, and then bank 4 is here, the 12.9. So it'll be 1, 2 on the bottom, 3 on the bottom, 4 on the top. So I'm just going to label them, and I'll start installing my leads. All right, just an update. I had to extend a couple of these leads when I installed the BMS. Temperature sensors in here. You can see it's all wired up. I temporarily just lightly glued the BMS so it doesn't slide. Got the negative battery cable there, so the negative ground is going to plug that into the battery box, and the positive is going to be plugged into here. You can see all the leads. And we'll see how it goes now. And I also cut these protective covers. Where are they? So those are going like this. And I'll tape that up as well. So then everything coming out where the leads and the negative terminal there. That's about it. All right, so here's the final product. Again, this is my very first time doing it, but from the battery box, the negative goes to the negative power. And I bolted it, taped it up, make sure it doesn't short. The positive goes to the positive side of the battery. The problem is there's no quick disconnect, so I'll probably modify that later. But there's the BMS, it's all taped up, and if I hit the power button, you see that it all lights up. And now it is time to put this battery in this box, and I've got a bunch of styrofoam and stuff to cushion it, but it's looking good. All right, so bunch of styrofoam in there, the battery, pick it up, mount it, there's the strap that goes around there, and then there you go. You've got a portable 12-volt battery. So, to give you a final update, got the battery box all finished. Ended up getting one of these cigarette lighter adapters with Anderson power poles from PowerWorks. These things are awesome. So I've got that in the cigarette lighter adapter. Works great. Got my, sorry about the lighting. I'm in the garage here. You know what? Let me pause this and I'll open up the garage door, get some lighting in here. Alrighty, that's better. So I've got this cheap charger I bought on Amazon. It'll put up to 5 amps for Lifepo4 batteries, and right now it's charging at probably amp and a half. Yeah, amp and a half. USB, which is really cool. And this is what I've added. I cut a hole in here, put 2 more Anderson plugs, Anderson connectors in here, and this is what I am going to use when I go on the road for my amateur radio stuff. So right now I've got it charging. This is going to power my Yaesu radios, my 857. Again, this is all a mess right here. So I got my 857, and while I'm on my road trip, I've got a bunch of ham sticks, 15, 20, 40, and 10. And there's another one at the base of it. And I'm going to be doing some amateur radio stuff on work while I'm driving. I've got my little DMR little hotspot, and that's plugged in right now, so I'll have that. If I can't get anyone on HF, I can jump on the TGIF network on DMAR, and that's about it. So that's the update. So this will put out, technically, those Headway batteries can put out 200 amps, and since it's a 4S, like, there's never ever a chance I'm going to put out that much amperage, so I should be really good to go. I'm just curious how long this battery's going to last. So I got cut off there. When it's fully charged, this should be like 13.8, I believe, between 13.6 13.8, which is perfect for the radio, and I got a good feeling that's going to last me a long time. But I will give you guys an update hopefully when I get on the road, and tell you how everything's going. Talk to you soon.